1974, I almost lost Atari. We'd made a couple of blunders, grew too fast, didn't control what we were doing, and ended up literally running out of cash.
We actually started with funding from a corporate partner, Reader's Digest, but they got themselves in trouble, and I got a phone call from New York saying, well, we're not giving you any more money, shut the business down.
The tech market had just had this massive crash back in 2001 and 2, and very, very little investor money out there, and very few people willing to risk it all in a startup. And so it was just my brother and I, and we couldn't get anyone else involved.
Sometimes you're feeling a little bit lost, and you sometimes need the advice and perspective from people on how to work through, what at times might feel like a really difficult situation.
Help comes in many different formats. You never know how it's going to work out. Sometimes it's just putting you in contact with somebody else.
Would Wi-Fi have happened without help? I think it's possible to imagine a situation when we wouldn't have been in the position to have invented the Wi-Fi technology, yes. Trying to bring together a lot of people with deep skills but quite different skills. That's exactly what Data61 is trying to do.
I'm a quantum physicist, and we're trying to build a silicon-based quantum computer here in Australia. When I took over as director of the centre, I wanted to get an advisory board to advise me on things that I wouldn't necessarily be very expert about. But I guess one of the other things that I really looked for was people that were passionate, and so people that could understand high technology, could realise the relevance of it, and were excited about what we did.
There are a lot of people who have been through similar analogous challenges and problems that you have, and if you can reach out for those people for help and get great advice, it's going to enormously increase your likelihood of success.
We hooked up with a company that offered to give us literally a square mile of data around where we lived, and I think literally if we hadn't found someone who was willing to help a little unfunded startup like that, Google Maps would never have happened.
I had some wonderful mentors, all the way from Bob Noyce, one of the founders of Intel, to Jerry Sanders, one of the founders of AMD. Steve Jobs and Wozniak worked for me early on, and they say I mentored them, and then later on they mentored me. And so what was really good about it is that we kind of really tightened up the company. We just came out of that problem like a rocket.
When we demonstrated the first chip, Cisco Systems almost immediately made an offer. It was a big moment, and we actually saw our chips in Cisco products all around the world. The rest is history.
It's increasingly important to have academic, government-funded researchers helping out and looking both at how can that world help out startups.
A number of people working together collaboratively in a very passion-aligned way is always going to be far more powerful and far more impactful.
When you've got great and powerful institutions like Data61 willing to fight your corner when you're trying to play on the global stage, you've got to take advantage of that.
I actually moved to Australia back in 1999, mainly because of the culture that was over here.
My biggest success came out of Australia with Google Maps. I lived there for most of the time that we did that. And I think because Australia is such an incredible place to live, it attracts an incredible amount of talent there.
To those many, many people who have helped me along the journey, I say thank you. You've had a huge impact on my career, and I'm very grateful for that help.
Everyone gave more than they got in the early days, and hopefully everyone got more than they gave by the end of it. So thanks for being part of the journey.
Thank you.